Good morning. It's midweek edition of Inside Nigeria, your breakfast from Leadership Television. My name is Winifred Webo, and today's date is January 22nd, 2025. Gradually, the month of January is coming to an end just when we entered this new year 2025. On today's program, we will just be looking at front headline stories of some select national newspapers and includes Nigeria's most influential leadership newspaper. Let's see what the papers are saying this Wednesday. Let's go there. Let's see what leadership has on its menu. Leadership says Bosch local content initiative, meter producers eye Ghana, Benin, Niger, others. Decry government preference for foreign firms. Local content policy remains on course, says federal government. Bosch local content initiative, meter producers eye Ghana, Benin, Niger, others. We also have the picture, Gold Standard Awards picture series. We have the picture of the group managing director of Leadership Group Limited, Moazwe Lize, presenting a notification letter for the Governor of the Year award to Governor Umar Namadi of Jigawa State at the Jigawa Government House, Duse. And the governor, on receiving the notification award, says, I consider this award as a call for more dedication in the service of Jigawa State. Congratulations to the governor. Abuja Kaduna Kano Road contractor competent, says federal government. Of course, this coming on the heels of a developing story by a national newspaper which says that the Abuja Kaduna Road that was awarded to InfoQuest, that it was shoddy, that the InfoQuest, as it were, does not exist. It was an exclusive investigative report. However, the federal government says InfoQuest is not, that the award was given to Influence, not InfoQuest, coming from the Minister of Works. Poor remuneration behind Japa syndrome, CMDs, $2.3 billion Mambila project case. Buhari makes appearance at ICC tomorrow. Editors say this story, first published on Tuesday, is repeated due to production mix-up in the print edition. This was actually the leading story on Leadership newspaper yesterday. However, because of production mix-up, the story was not carried, and this is a repeat of that story as was supposed to be carried yesterday. $2.3 billion Mambila project case. Buhari makes appearance at ICC tomorrow. Going towards the masses of leadership, Livestock Ministry raises the alarm over anthrax outbreak in Zamfara. The story is on page 16 of Leadership. This is also coming on the heels of the avian influenza outbreak reported in Kano State. And today says anthrax outbreak in Zamfara. On the business bourse, we have 50% telecom tariff increase, not across board, coming from NCC to clarify reports, because there was reports yesterday in all the media that NCC has approved 50% telecom tariff increase. But however, the telecommunications regulator has come out to say that it's not across board. This is a story you'll find more to when you log on to Leadership newspaper. Above the masthead, we have Leadership Award, a motivation to do more for humanity, coming from Olori Atuase 3. The story runs on page 7 of Leadership newspaper. Meanwhile, let's move to page 3 where we have our stand. Today's stand is on states and the 2023 Electricity Act. Our stand on Leadership newspaper. States and the 2023 Electricity Act. President Bola Tinubu signed the new 2023 electricity bill into law to break the federal government's monopoly of the power sector, especially in the sphere of electricity generation, distribution, and transmission. The act removes electricity business from the exclusive list of the Nigerian Constitution and gives the states the power to generate, distribute, and regulate the power market in their domains. The law also allows states to regulate their electricity markets by issuing licenses to private investors who can operate mini grids and power plants within their jurisdiction. It further empowers states to manage their own electricity markets, allowing them to address their unique energy needs, reduce outages, and attract investment. These are paragraphs underneath the Today's Stand on Leadership newspaper states and the 2023 Electricity Act. With that, we move to the back page of the paper where we have Wednesday column with Olufunke Barua. Today's column, Barua is writing on the return of Trump, Africa and America's 47th president. In quote, Africa should expect a continuation of transactional relationships with investments linked to direct U.S. strategic or economic benefits rather than long-term partnership building for the next 4 years. Quote from Wednesday column with Olufunke Barua, the return of Trump, Africa and America's 47th president. And Ghana Must Go says, be patient with our policies. Tinubu begs Nigerians. News. And of course, Ghana Must Go back. They ask the question, the begging question, meaning what? These are more you find more as you log on to the website of Leadership for the continuation of the headline stories, our stand, inside stories, and of course the back page and Ghana Must Go. Log on to www.leadership.ng. From Leadership, we move over to the next paper we have on our menu this Wednesday, and that is The Nation. The Nation is on. Main headline story says, our plan to restart oil production in Ogoni by Tinubu Ubara. President promises to immortalize Matthias. NSA rebutted to coordinate peace rally. Our plan to restart oil production in Ogoni by Tinubu Ubara, the Rivers State Governor. President promises to immortalize Matthias. NSA rebutted to coordinate peace rally. I'll take some paragraphs from that leading story on The Nation. Concrete steps are being taken by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Governor Similaye Fubara, and critical stakeholders in Rivers State to restart oil production in Ogoni land. The president and the governor yesterday identified the entrenchment of peace in this oil-rich community as a catalyst for its cleanup and development. President Tinubu urged Ogoni leaders who were yesterday led to a meeting by Fubara at the presidential villa Abuja to set aside their age-long differences and grievances and join hands with the government to achieve the set goal in Ogoni land. The Federal Capital Territory Minister Nyesom Wike joined the meeting midway. Talks on restarting oil production and environmental cleanup of Ogoni land, among other issues, topped the agenda at the meeting held at the president's instance. There's a paragraph to that leading story today, and of course also a leading story in other papers we have on our menu this Wednesday. Our plan to restart oil production in Ogoni land by Tinubu Ubara. Bagudu says economy on right track. Sani reforms will reset Nigeria. Protest over death of Nigerian in South African police custody. El-Rufai's ex-aide Lawal gets bail. We move towards the masthead of the nation. Wike inaugurates Kwali Road. Saudi Arabia sponsors 20 Nigerian pilgrims. The story is on page 3 of the nation. And atop that, just beneath the masthead of the nation, hard tax reform bills will transform economy. Hard tax reform bills will transform economy. That takes us to the stories above the masthead of the nation. Trump's executive orders face legal hurdles. No to birthright citizenship. CMD's brain drain worsening health sector challenges. JAPA UUTH returns 1 billion naira salary. This same JAPA story graced the cover of Leadership newspaper yesterday. Over 100 terror financials prosecuted by federal government. Panic over outbreak of anthrax in Zamfara. These are the headline stories on The Nation this Wednesday. For more continuation of these headline stories and inside stories, don't forget to log on to the website of The Nation. Even as we move to the next paper on our menu this Wednesday, and that is Blueprint. Blueprint has similar story with that of The Nation. Let's see what Blueprint is saying. Blueprint says, set aside your historical grievances. Tinubu urges Ogonis. Says we can't heal wounds with anger. Stresses mutual trust. We will abide by President's instructions. Ubara. Census must hold this year, Senate declares. MPC moves for biometric model. Trump pulls US out of WHO. World body calls for dialogue. President signs executive order ending birthright citizenship. Federal government convicted over 100 terrorist financiers in 2 years. Tinubu. Federal government confirms anthrax outbreak in Zamfara. Tinubu's reforms working economy on recovery path. Bagudu. Resident schools groundnut oil as another tanker falls in Niger. Resident schools groundnut oil as another tanker falls in Niger. Hopefully this is groundnut oil tanker explosion, not fuel. That takes us to the stories just beneath the masthead. Visa applications to go online before March 1, says Tunde Ojo. USSD's disconnection loans ban scramble to settle 160 billion naira debt. And in sports, CHAN 2024, Congo DR asked Nigeria gets new opponent. And above the masthead of Blueprint, health workers leaving Nigeria in droves, hospitals empty, CMDs lament. The story is on page 9 of Blueprint newspaper. For continuation of these headline stories on Blueprint today, don't forget to log on to their website www.blueprint.ng. From Blueprint, we move over to the next paper on our menu, and that is Nigerian Tribune. Nigerian Tribune this Wednesday says, Tinubu, same headline story today. Tinubu to Ogoni leaders, forget historical grievances, reconcile. Directs NSA to coordinate negotiations. As ministers, NNPCL Rivers government to cooperate with NSA. Federal government alerts Nigerians on anthrax outbreak in Zamfara. Vandals behind Boguma Warhead fire and NPCL. Ekiti Airport ready for commercial operations, Keyamo. Airport one of the gains of continuity, Oyebanji. Senate insists on census this year, requires lack of exercise in 19 years. Tinubu has moved economy in right direction, determined to stay the course, Bagudu. NLC expresses outrage over federal government's proposed 8 billion naira electricity sensitization bill payments. Above the masthead of Tribune, Nigerian Tribune, CBN predicts 4.17% GDP growth in 2025. 2025 budget, health workers living in droves, CMDs. Federal hospitals may be empty in the next 2 years, says CMD, that is LUT CMD, Lagos University Teaching Hospital. Funke Egbemode on Wednesday, many cases of shame. Of course, you want to find out what the cases are, even as you log on to the website of Nigeria Tribune for the continuation of these headline stories and also inside pages. From the Nigerian Tribune, we move to the last paper we have on our lineup and on our menu this Wednesday, and that is The Guardian. The Guardian says, measuring gap, same story we have with leadership. Over 7 million on estimated billing, despite 1.5 trillion naira intervention free supply. Measuring gap, over 7 million on estimated billing, despite 1.5 trillion naira intervention free supply. And of course, we have illustration beneath that headline story on The Guardian. We have Abia, we have 76 to 203. That is the metering rate. Metering rate is 76%. And we have, as compared to 203. In Abuja, we have 897 as against 1,263. In Benin, 689 compared to 1,402. Eko, 455 compared to 724%. Enugu, 655 compared to 1,396. Ibadan, 1,115 as against 2,583. Ikeja, we have 956 as against 1,249. Jos, 245 as against 753. Kaduna, 214 as against 882. Kano 215 as against 884. Port Harcourt 512 as against 1179. And Yola 418 as against 821. We have military interventions, PMI 700 billion naira, World Bank $500 million, NMMP 59.3 billion. We have MAF 21 billion naira. These are the illustrations beneath the leading story today on The Guardian. Measuring gap over 7 million on estimated billing despite 1.5 trillion naira intervention free supply. Other stories gracing the cover of The Guardian. Federal government confirms anthrax outbreak in Zamfara, urges heightened vigilance. Nigeria risks empty hospitals over workers' exit, CMDs tell reps. Tinubu meets Ogoni leaders as CSOs fought fresh oil exploration bid. Over 100 terrorist financiers convicted in 2 years, Tinubu reveals. WHO, that is World Health Organization, regrets US withdrawal, anticipates review amid global health uncertainty. And above the masthead of The Guardian, Transgrid Eneco to acquire Eco Disco, integrate renewable energy. With that, we conclude review of front headline stories on The Guardian newspaper this Wednesday. Don't forget to log on to the website for continuation of these headline stories, www.guardian.ng. Well, viewers, it's also on that note we conclude today's Inside Nigeria. Unfortunately, I don't have a guest in the house today to throw more light on some of these headline stories. But don't forget, same time, same station, tomorrow is another edition of the program, fresh edition of the program, Inside Nigeria. My name is Winifred once again. Thanks for joining us.
Get ready for the Leadership Awards and Conference 2024. Join us as we celebrate excellence across various fields, honoring those who've made remarkable impacts. Award categories include Person of the Year, Quinquennial Award for Governance and Infrastructure, Governors of the Year, Business Person of the Year, and many more. Stay updated by following us on social media and visiting our website, leadership.ng. For sponsorship and inquiries, contact us today. Leadership Award and Conference 2024, celebrating excellence, inspiring the future.
For watching, for sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have